Welcome back, everybody, to Two Guys, One Mic Plus One, the show where we talk about topics ranging from afterlife to zombies.
Ooh, that sounds scary. Ooh, so I'm guessing
today is our plus one. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Linda.
Again?
Yeah, again.
You don't got nothing to do with your life.
You guys love me. And today I'm sick, so excuse my voice.
Alright, so what are we doing here today?
Today we're talking about home remedies to get over the cold.
Yes! Awesome! So I
Alright,
heard...
so get some Vicks Vaporub, some chicken soup,
and a chancla whenever you need it.
No, today's topic is a spooky one. We're going to talk about the paranormal.
Ooh, okay. Like paranormal spooky or paranormal like murder or what?
Paranormal fake, because that's what it is.
Oh, you're
No,
not a
it's
believer.
not. It is real.
Oh my god. So...
As you can see, these two fools are going to pretend to know what they're talking about and try to convince me on...
Also, let's not start with insults. We just believe that there are certain things that can happen.
Experience.
Yeah.
and I certainly believe you guys are damn fool.
Oh my god.
I hope the next podcast he comes back and it's like, guys, I saw something.
I saw the light and the dark and the ghosts. No, but why don't you guys go ahead and
Okay,
try to convince me.
We'll tell you our experiences, our stories, and you can be a silly Sandra and try and be a skeptic about everything.
And I'll just prove you wrong. I'm game for this.
I would like to hear you try and prove us wrong.
All right, which one are you?
That goes
first?
for any listener too. Type in whatever you think happened. Linda, you want to
Fake,
start off?
wind.
Wind. Okay. Well, I have a lot of stories. Let's start off with this one house that I used to live in a long time ago. We'll just call it the haunted house.
The
Haunted house. I remember my elementary school had one of those.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I paid to go visit one.
Turns out it wasn't
You've
haunted.
actually visited this house. Did you find anything spooky about it? Like something that was like some vibe to
Something
it?
was off.
Never really.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you weren't really there in the nighttime.
What house were you talking of? What house are you speaking of?
Where I used to live.
Oh, okay. No, never.
Really?
Never have I
Well, it was pretty spooky.
ever. I experienced some carne asada there, but never anything paranormal. Why don't you go ahead and
Well,
Let's try and convince him
convince
about
me?
one
the
of
reality of it.
the first day I actually experienced there was when one time I went downstairs and one time I went downstairs.
And there was a ghost.
No, well, you have to hear the whole story because I was up all night. We were watching TV, everything. I got a little hungry, so I went downstairs, made myself a sandwich, got some drinks, and as I was putting all the stuff to take upstairs, I kept on putting it on the table. So I was almost done with everything. I was gonna pick up all the food from the table and go upstairs. I turn around to the window and I see this white figure of a lady in a wheelchair.
Ooh.
And I dip it upstairs. I went to my mom's room and I slept there.
I know how we can
Naturally.
disprove if this was real or not.
Naturally.
Okay. What kind of sandwich were you making?
I don't remember. I was scared.
Oh.
Probably a ham sandwich.
And so
No, the more important question was what drinks were you getting?
A soda. Canned sodas.
All right.
That's what we call them nowadays. Canned soda.
So you got spooked by some fake lady
No.
in a wheelchair.
I have a witness. Okay. My
Oh, really?
stepbrother, on a different occasion, after me,
Yeah.
saw the same thing. He too was going downstairs for snacks in the middle of the night.
Could it be possible that you guys had like a peeping Tom?
No, this was a lady floating in a wheelchair.
Oh, she was floating?
Yes, she was floating.
Oh, see, I can't
Okay,
explain
so
that.
the window is
Okay.
like up in the middle. There was
Right.
like a table,
Okay,
Right.
Yeah.
and she's like, I see the wheelchair, and I see
Levitating?
the lady full on. Like it's not like, oh, I just see the lady half. I see the
Wait,
lady and the wheelchair.
So the lady's not in the wheelchair?
She's sitting in the wheelchair.
She's sitting in the wheelchair and she's floating like Professor X.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I told my mom, they were like, you're
crazy.
You're crazy.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Get you on the meds.
They dismissed it. I was so scared to go down for snacks.
And did
for
you
so
tell
long.
your stepbrother as well?
He did not copy me.
Oh, okay.
He didn't know the details. I just told him I saw a lady in a wheelchair outside.
Let me ask you one thing.
What?
How did he describe this lady in a wheelchair?
He said, I saw what she saw.
Okay, how did she? Okay, go ahead. Continue.
He went to tell his dad, I saw a lady floating in a wheelchair.
Ooh.
So the same exact thing you said.
Yes, but it was a different occasion. It's not like he copied me. He's older than me. Why would he copy me?
Maybe he's trying to be cool.
I mean,
why would he want to copy the youngest?
I think it'd be interesting to note your ages.
Yeah. How old were you?
How old were you?
I don't remember. Well, I lived in this house since I was like probably 7 until I was 13. So I was probably like 11.
You see, I'm more inclined
12.
to believe that because an 11 or 12-year-old shouldn't have a reason to lie about that.
And he was like, what, 14, 15, 16? 16?
And okay.
14, 15, 16?
Okay, no, he was...
What was he?
Because I want to say he is probably like 27 right now. So 4 years older than me. So he's probably
if you're 11,
15
he's
or
15.
16 at that time.
Now, see, when I was 15, I mean, if I heard a scary story, I would just...
But you know...
That would be in my mind, ingrained for the longest time. And I mean,
because...
let's say some little girl who's living in the same house as I am goes to the kitchen, runs to her mom's room to tell her that there's some floating lady.
He wasn't there when I told them. Just told them there's this lady. I didn't give them exact details.
You just said
I told my mom.
You told your mom what?
There's a lady. She was floating in a wheelchair. It was white.
And you're gonna tell me that your mom was like, oh, whatever. Let me not tell anybody about this story.
Whatever. She probably did make fun of me, but...
And everybody in the house would have known. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Keep your eye out. Keep your eyes peeled for this floating wheelchair lady.
No. And it wasn't like right away. It was like months later that he saw it.
Okay, well, were you close with your stepbrother?
Not that one.
Not that one?
Oh.
Not that one.
Oh.
We're close, but not like like best friend close. We're like, oh, you're my sister. I love you, but we're not like, let's hang out.
But I mean, I feel like an older brother, especially at that age, would definitely, without a doubt, want to mess with the little kids.
I was gonna say,
but he was scared too.
I was gonna say it's not like along the same lines as Ulises. I feel like at that age, I would have punked around with some younger kid too.
Ooh, I would do that all the time.
But at the same time, at the age that you were at, there is no reason to make something up like that.
Yeah.
Like, especially if you don't know better.
I don't know. Maybe she was just looking for attention.
Oh my gosh. I have a vivid memory of that time. Like, I still remember. I turned around and I was like, dip.
Do you have any other...
Or is she gonna wheel over to you and be like,
so scared
hey, give me your legs.
Because my thing,
and then you were gonna be the wheelchair lady.
I was so scared that she would like go through the door, because the door was right next to the window, like the front door, because we always go through the back door. I was like,
is she gonna turn the knob?
No, I was like, what if she just goes through the door and follows me upstairs? That's why I went straight to my mom's room.
Well, wouldn't she just go through the door and follow you up there either way?
That's why I dipped it fast. So that I would be with my mom when she caught me. So I would have a witness.
Mom, they're getting me.
Do you see the wheelchair lady? Do you see her?
Do you have any other stories or experiences that happened to you?
Same house. Okay. Same kitchen. Well, my mom, because we went downstairs so much to get snacks, she hung up this clown facing the staircase. So the staircase and the kitchen were like facing each other.
Okay, they were adjacent.
So the clown facing the kitchen.
The clown was facing the stairs. So when we came down the stairs, we would see the clown.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. You've never seen the clown, right?
No. Never.
First of all, who buys a clown?
My mom does. To scare kids from going in the middle of the night.
And I mean, you know it works because your kid is scared of some wheelchair lady.
Everybody was scared of it. Like, everybody in that house was scared of it.
Even the 16, 15-year-old?
Yes. Yeah. Even them.
I mean,
even my stepsister.
Goes to show.
Even
I mean, maybe you would have seen the shadow in the shadow. Maybe the trees and the lighting.
Your skepticism is so annoying.
Well, go ahead. I'll let you finish.
So, at first this clown didn't swing, like, unless you touched it, right? later on, we would go downstairs. The clown would swing.
When you say a clown on a swing?
Yeah, the clown was on a swing, and it would at first it would just stay still, like it's just like it's totally like that.
Yeah,
and like for a couple of days nothing happened, and then it started like we would go downstairs to get snacks. We'd go together because we're scared of this clown. So like 3 of us would go downstairs, and the clown would just swing back and forth.
I feel like that's easily explained by an open window,
but nothing,
and a draft coming in.
Open. Nothing was open.
Well,
everything
also, if it's hanging from somewhere, wouldn't people from upstairs be able to just move it? Like, say I'm walking across the room.
No, it was on a beam. It's not really.
Well, I don't know. No. I mean, technically, even though if you're on a beam, it's supported by something.
Even if everyone is downstairs staying still and it swings and everything's closed, all the draftiness is fixed.
Oh, there's nobody upstairs.
Not all the time. Nobody
was upstairs.
Both of my parents worked, and all the kids would be downstairs watching TV in the sala or living room. And it would swing, and our parents didn't believe it. They were like, it worked. They didn't want to go downstairs to get snacks. Until my mom went downstairs, and she saw this thing swing. She was sitting on the couch, chilling,
just relaxing.
And the clown started swinging. And she's like, what? And my stepdad started seeing it too. And so they decided to take this little clown down because it was creepy. And it even looked super creepy.
Well, I feel like when you have some creepy doll or creepy clown or anything, it's gonna start tripping people out. Like just having it there is gonna trip people out. Like I can put a porcelain doll there.
Swing. Not just
not like a wind moved it.
Yeah, it's like
this was a full on intentional. Somebody might
full
have
on
pushed higher demon.
It wasn't just a slight wind, you know? It was like
an actual intentional moving swing. Okay, I mean for me that
I feel like you would have to see it and then be like, oh damn, it's swinging, and then dip it.
For me, I'm kind of gonna have to side a little bit with Ulises, just because he is right. A house isn't always completely
because even if you say walk through a house, you're gonna hear creaks, and that might freak someone out and be like, maybe someone's following me. Oh no, is that a shadow? Is that shadow moving?
No, but I mean, one thing that could happen, and I'm gonna play also devil's advocate right now. When you walk by this clown, even yourself, and also as you're walking in as a group, maybe you guys created a small burst of draft or wind.
What if we're on the top of the staircase and it's already swinging?
Well, I mean, again, if you're up there, your feet are gonna cause movement through the house.
I'm just gonna draw you guys staircase. This is where the clown is swinging.
That looks like a clogged artery.
Whatever.
So
this is downstairs.
For the listeners who can't see.
Yeah.
She's drawing. I don't know what that is. I don't even know how to describe.
This is the upstairs. This is going downstairs.
So we're looking at an upstairs and downstairs view.
You're going downstairs, right?
Oh.
And then this is my house. You know that house.
Yeah.
And this is the space where it's nothing. It's
terrible
just
artist.
Whatever. And then this is another downstairs to go to the kitchen.
Oh, so it curved.
Kind of.
Yeah.
So we're right here peeking. Is it swinging?
Yeah.
And it's swinging.
Where is the clown in this scenario?
Right here.
Okay.
Down the stairs.
Watch this. So
not so close to the stairs, but
no.
Towards the end.
I understand. But you gotta
and
realize
it's not
that
right
there's
in
a
front
room
of the stairs.
right there.
It's more towards here.
It's directly under a room.
Okay. So here's the thing.
It's not directly.
I'm actually gonna side with Ulises. I'm gonna do devil's advocate, just because it does seem like you have a big open space that's being confined by a small opening, and usually some bigger open spaces get more air in them through those openings. So even if you don't think there's a draft, there's sometimes something there.
Aside from that, there's a sliding door directly there.
That's not it's closed, and it wouldn't swing all the time.
So just occasionally.
Occasionally, it would swing.
Well, of course, it's not swing all the time. You want a swinging little mechanical clown?
No.
So out of those two, or are
Still
there
not
more?
convinced.
Oh yeah.
Are there more?
There's more.
2 out of 10 would not
There's
believe.
more.
2 out of 10. No. So that means 8 people would.
Okay.
Fools
So
would.
I slept downstairs. Well, we had rooms. It's like a 4-bedroom house.
Yes.
And there's a bedroom downstairs, which was mine and my 2 sisters. And I started having dreams that I was laying down and there's this baby crying next to me on my bed. And
Did the baby look normal?
yeah, it was just a normal baby
Just a-
crying.
It wasn't in a wheelchair floating.
I wasn't insinuating that. I was just saying like, was it a dead baby?
No, it was just a normal baby crying for their parent or something.
Okay.
And I kept on having this dream again and again. Like a couple of times I had it. And one time the owner of the house actually came over because they're family friends. And they were telling their Mexican scary stories and stuff.
The Llorona.
And I had told my mom about this, and my mom was like, "Oh, my daughter's been dreaming about a baby."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, really? What's
What the baby
about?
look like?
What does the baby look like? What is this dream about?" And I told them it's just the baby that was crying on my bed, like on my actual bed.
Yeah.
And they ensued to mess with the little kid, right?
No.
Okay.
Well, the guy actually, he pulled out a photo from his wallet.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Is this the kid
Is
that
this
you
your
see?"
card?
Like a magician.
Oh, you got it.
The baby wakes up. Is it a 3 of diamonds? Okay,
And so I saw the picture and I was like, "Yeah, that's the baby."
Yeah.
Like, I was like, "What the heck? That's the baby." And he's like, "Oh, well, that's our baby."
Ooh.
And he said that when they used to live here, they had a baby and it actually passed away because of SIDS.
Complications.
SIDS, like when they die when they're asleep.
Okay, yes.
Aww.
Yeah. So the baby died of that in that room,
Oh.
and so
like you're.
so that's the baby I was dreaming of that was crying.
Aww.
And it's like, yeah, it's sad, but it's also very scary. Like,
Yeah, it's strange.
strange
Yeah.
that was the baby that they pulled out of their womb. So what do you have to say about that?
Yeah, I kind of want to hear about that. Like, how do you explain her dreaming?
How old were you in this dream?
In the dream?
When you were dreaming?
It was the same age.
Same
That's
age?
like the same
So
age.
the same little vivid age where you're watching, crazy ladies in wheelchairs.
But did you have any reference to the baby?
No, this was after. I think this was after I saw the lady in the wheelchair.
Was this after the clown? I feel like your childhood was like you being spooked 9 times out of 10.
Just for fun. Well, I did get scared a lot as a kid because my family liked to scare us.
Right? So your
But-
family always liked to mess and play
But how
games
do
with
you
you, wouldn't they?
explain me seeing that baby
Yeah, I'm curious as to
and
how
them
you're
being
gonna-
like this baby?
I don't see it. I don't think it's true.
Like,
It's not that I don't trust you. It's just that I don't
You
trust you.
can ask my mom.
All right. This podcast is gonna go live to telephone call to her mother.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. I told her about it and she's like, "Baby, like what the heck?"
So was this like the only place you've had encounters at, or
No.
were there more?
There's more.
There's more.
There's more.
Jeez.
But wait, there's more.
You know what? I feel your experiences were really unique, and I'm sure that we'll have people that do believe you and have people that don't believe you. Of course, as any situation, you're gonna have your skeptics. And I'm actually really inclined to believe you, just because, I mean, personally, I've gone through some of those things as well. Okay.
I'm not gonna. Was a man on crutches.
I'm not gonna be concerned in trying to convince anybody. I'm gonna be more concerned in just trying to get you guys
To listen to my story.
to listen. Exactly. You see, around the ages of about 7 or 8, in our apartment complex, there was a remodeling going on. You get me? And they were tearing up the carpet, and we had to go into a different apartment for the time being. And so while we were over there, I mean, at this age, again, like I was like 7 to 9 years old. Let's just say 8. We'll just call it 8. I was 8, and I was like a curious little rebel. Like I was all like, I want to go out. So I go over to the now empty apartment that is ours, and it's pitch black since they told us like turn everything off and like take all of your things. You're just gonna move out for a week. So I go, and I'm opening the door, and when I open the door, I just see the silhouette, like the outline of like a tall,
a really fine chick,
a really fine
lady.
And trust me, if it had been that, I would have stayed more. But no, it was just a silhouette of a guy. And I remember specifically it was a guy because of the way that he was kind of like standing and how I was afraid of it. You know how when you see a menacing guy and you kind of like...
What does he look like, this menacing guy?
Bro, he was all black.
So you're saying...
It was a silhouette. I just said he was a silhouette.
I feel like when you describe him, I feel like I see the Chainsaw Massacre guy.
The Chainsaw Massacre guy?
Yeah, like the big guy.
So he's just like a really big guy? Or is he like Slender Man?
I wouldn't say Slender Man. He was
medium
like,
build?
Sure, medium build, but more...
6'5"?
No.
Was he, did he look like your dad?
I know it wasn't my dad.
Maybe it was just him.
I know it wasn't my dad because my dad and my mom were in the living room of the new apartment. And there was supposed to be nobody in this new apartment.
So there wasn't maybe, one of the people fixing up the carpet?
No, because this is dead at night.
Uh-huh.
And so...
Dead at night to a 7-year-old would be like 8? 9 maybe?
Let's say 9.
9?
What if someone from the apartments just went in?
You see, that is a possibility, and I'm not going to deny it. Mm-hmm. But in my head, what I saw was something that I couldn't really explain. So I booked it over to my mom, and my mom came with me.
In case the ghost followed you, so you catch it with your mom.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's
do you really have the same technique?
Except you were 7 and she was 11.
No.
Hey, you still need your mom, no matter how old you are.
And so while I was going back to my mom, I come back and there's nothing in there, and I said, in my apartment, the apartment that we moved to is about like 5 feet away. So for somebody to have up and left either through the front door or the
What, did you go back inside, or were you looking in through a window?
I was opening the door.
Okay.
I was opening the door, and like, you know how when you open the door, you already start getting a view of what's going on inside your apartment. Like you start saying like, okay, there's that wall, there's that closet, there's that.
Yeah, you see the light, sort of the light moving in, and you're able to see more of the room.
And so as I'm opening it, I'm like, ooh, spooky. And once I
ooh, spooky.
Once I can register what I'm actually looking at, that's when I kind of go back to my mom. My mom comes back and she's like, what are you talking about? There's nothing in here. And for me, it was kind of scary because there's no light. And I'm saying, okay, there was no way somebody moved past me and my mom as we were coming in. And I said, that's pretty scary.
When you went to your mom, did you go back over there with your mom? Or
yeah, we went back.
And did you go inside?
I couldn't bear it. Like, my mom opened the door for me.
And she closed it right after?
She closed it. She said, there's nobody in here.
What if there was someone in there and they went to a different room to hide?
See, that could
what if they saw a kid and they're like, oh, damn, and you dipped it and they're like, I gotta hide?
That could be a thing. And don't say that because that could scare me more. And I'm not going to have so many people.
Was the place not locked? Because, I mean, you went in there.
I went in, but I think I had a house key. I'm not quite sure that's how I got in there.
You had a house key?
Yeah. I mean...
I had a house key at 7.
Y'all are weird. That's why you got a paranormal activity going on. Y'all had house keys at 7.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't remember if the door was open or locked when I went in. If it was open, there's a good chance that, like you said, maybe somebody did go inside. And that kind of even creeps me out more because I had a stranger in my house that I'm not aware of. He's not in my house anymore. Like, hopefully.
Not that you're aware of.
Not that I'm aware of. I got a couple of closets I gotta check now. But for me, it was kind of really sketchy. And when my mom came and she's all like, no, there's nothing in here. Like, overactive 8-year-old imagination is what she she diagnosed it at.
That's what Ulises diagnosis as.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm inclined to believe him just so I can sleep in my own bed at night. That's kind of what I'm leaning towards. You had mentioned something about your second or third, I think, paranormal activity.
Yeah, well, actually, I lived in another house. We moved from this house
to another haunted house.
It follows me, I think.
Oh. Isn't that the name of a movie? It Follows?
I don't know. Is it?
I don't know, but I mean, if it follows you, wouldn't have I seen something by now?
Well, maybe it just messes with me. What if it's like, let me just mess with me?
Maybe it's more inclined to people who believe that sort of thing.
I hope, but then I don't hope. I hope that you see something, just like a little view of what it is.
A little wheel on the wheel.
You're gonna wake up, you're gonna see a goat in a wheelchair.
Be like, what?
So that you don't
I must be dreaming. Knock out again.
Well, I used to live in this other house.
Yes.
Well, they're apartments. And I had a bunk bed. Shared this room with my sisters. My mom had her own setup in the living room.
Yes.
And I don't know when it was, what time exactly. I started not being able to sleep.
Okay.
And I started seeing like this porcelain doll type little girl.
Yeah.
And she would usually show up on my bunk bed. I had the top bunk.
Wait, so, did you happen to have the porcelain doll in the house? Or
we never had a porcelain doll.
Or were you just dreaming this?
No, I was awake. I think, I don't know if I was seeing it because my mom would show up. I'd be like screaming to my mom and she'd be like, what? And I'm like, you don't see her.
Oh, so you would see it and your mom, like you're just looking at dead space or something.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I'd be like freaking out because she's like, see this porcelain doll, and she would be sitting right where the stairs were to get off of my bunk.
Ooh.
So you'd imagine how scared I am to even go down there.
Or you can't even go to your mom that time.
Yeah.
I was stuck on my bed and my mom was there, and I'm like, there's a doll right there.
Ooh.
I would like be sitting down just like doing homework or something, and I would see her, and it was the same doll. I would see her and she'd be like, don't say anything. Like, she would talk. She's not just a doll sitting there. She's like, don't say anything. And I'd be like shocked, like,
oh yeah, who expects a doll
like,
to talk to
if I say something, is she gonna hurt me if I scream? So I would just like dip it down to the bunk bed and be like, mom. And I'm not like the kind of person that's like, oh, I want to sleep with my mom at like, how old was I? It was probably like
teens, maybe?
Yeah, I was a teenager. I was like 14, 15.
Like, you know? Like the boy in your first story? Who ran up to his...
I'm not the kind of person, like, as a 15-year-old, you don't want to go sleep with your mom, you know? I would be begging my mom, like, can I sleep with you, please? I don't want to go to the room. And my grandma eventually came, because it was like a month. I couldn't sleep. I would have to have Ulises.
Yeah.
Like, I would nap when he was there. Oh. Because I would like...
Because a porcelain doll can't get you if I'm there.
Because I would feel more secure, like, if I see something, like, someo's there.
But what if he couldn't see it?
Well, I'd still be like hug me, or
he'll probably knock it out of the way.
Yeah, he's not scared of...
He's not scared of no doll.
Because he don't believe it.
If you're a doll, you'll break. I'll break you.
So it was like a month. I was like not sleeping. I was always scared. My mom called my grandma and was like, you do a cleanse on her.
I have a demon child.
So my grandma comes up to my apartment with the burning sage and eggs.
Ooh. We were gonna make an omelet.
She has everyone in the living room. She burns the whole house.
She burns the whole house?
No, she
burns the whole house down. End of story.
Smoke.
Demon's dead.
Demon's dead. They burn in fire.
She puts the smoke of the sage that's already not lit. It's just the smoke. And she does that all around the apartment. She comes to us. She has to stand up, and she cleanses with the sage.
Yeah.
The only person that didn't want to do it was my mom's girlfriend at the time.
Okay.
And so after the sage, she did me and my mom an egg cleanse. You just put the egg all around the body or something, and then we had to go throw it outside without looking at it.
Yeah.
I've never heard of any of this.
Really?
You've never heard of
this? No.
Like, okay, so just as a little background, just for any listeners that, like Ulises, have never heard of a cleanse. A cleanse is usually done to a person when somebody believes that they have been attracting some kind of malicious spirit or some kind of bad energy, bad juju, if you want to call it.
Bad juju on the beat.
Yep. And this cleanse serves to, as it says, cleanse your spirit and your body of anything. So that sage is to purify the area.
Is it religious or is it just like brujeria?
It's
like shaman.
It has a little bit connotations of both, because you'll hear of priests doing cleanses of houses with holy water, and this is the exact same thing, but without the holy water. Like, because holy water has to be anointed and baptized and everything, and a random Joe can't go around and baptize like random water. You get me? Like, we can't just say this is now holy water, like, because then you'd have so many offsprings of religions. So this kind of cleanse, it's not super spiritual or super religious, but it's kind of a way for like some priests will actually recommend.
So it's like horoscopes.
Sure, if you want to put it in the same category.
The same category as horoscopes.
Yeah,
I can't help you because I'm Taurus.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sorry. Today my horoscope said you're gonna die. No, but I'm sorry. So you threw this egg, and what happened?
Yeah, so I threw it. I wasn't allowed to look at it. My grandma did go look at it.
Oh, okay.
She said that it was black.
Okay, so
I've never seen a black egg.
Usually when the egg is black,
it's dark outside. It's not black.
No.
When the egg,
well, I feel if one's a believer, the other's a believer, and then you're all gonna be like, oh yeah. I feel like you're all in consensus that this sort of thing happens. So
I've never participated in a cleanse or anything like that.
No. It doesn't even have to be a cleanse.
This is gonna work. I was just there like, okay, whatever. My mom called my grandma, so I have to do this.
Yeah.
No, but I feel like they basically said that you need a cleanse, right?
Yeah, my mom called my grandma and was like, is there anything you could do? Or like, I need help because she's not sleeping. She's not...
So instead of, looking for ways to make you relax, maybe go see a doctor, they're like, nope, we gotta burn sage, we gotta rub an egg all over her, and we gotta throw out the egg.
But my question is, were you able to sleep afterwards?
Yes. Right after, I was just... And I felt like I believed in it. I was just like, okay, I'm following directions, standing here. But after that, I feel
like that could be applied to as a placebo effect.
No.
I feel like that's very placebo-y. Like if say you as a kid, like you said, you wanted to go to your mom, right? Your mom decides, you know what, this is gonna help you, don't worry about it, this is gonna help you. You're inclined to believe that it's gonna help you.
Okay, you know what?
Right.
On a surface level, what he says, it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. When there's a study where if a baby falls and hurts themselves and you start laughing, a baby is more inclined to start laughing instead of crying because they don't associate pain with crying. So if you apply a placebo effect of we're gonna rub an egg on you and you'll be okay, that does seem like a logical step,
right?
But also, I am more inclined to believe that it is something that it does happen, because a bunch of people can't be wrong about this.
A bunch of people can't be wrong about this.
Well, okay.
A bunch of people can't be wrong about something.
The thing is, I just thought
a bunch of people I know can't be wrong about something.
But I'm saying, well, that's a baby, a baby, of course, is gonna follow its mom. I was this is crazy,
But were you scared?
When?
You felt vulnerable, didn't you? You couldn't sleep. You needed help. Your mom tells you, don't worry about it. We got your grandma over here. Another question I have is, how does your grandma know how to cleanse people?
She does that stuff. She also... she does.
So it runs in the family, this whole believing in...
But I'm not close to my grandma.
No?
No.
And how did you know she does stuff like that?
My mom told me.
Oh, okay. So your mom obviously knows about there's paranormal stuff going around, and I feel like she could pass that thing on to you.
I want to ask your parents if they believe in paranormal.
That would be interesting. They'd probably be like, nope. we believe in Jesus Christ.
You see, and to a certain extent, my parents would too, because they are devoutly Catholic. They volunteer at the church. They follow all the things that priests will say. Like it's kind of their thing. But how do you explain something that even when they are at a loss for words, that they figured like this is out of our hands, we don't know how to do something about this, and we have to turn to something that like ethically we're not supposed to believe or trust in, like a witchcraft or some kind of shaman or something. Like there are instances where I feel like at the end of the
like
day,
they say they're Catholic, but they're not really Catholic, or
sure.
what?
No, my parents are devoutly Catholic, but if they can't find something.
Well, my question is, in your instance, did they ask the church or anyone there to help? Or?
I've never personally had what's it called, a situation as strong as Linda's, where she needed like a cleansing on herself. We've had a blessing on the house by a priest, but that's as much.
That's
like,
super typical.
Yeah.
Blessing.
Yeah. See, and
but another thing I want to ask you is, are you remotely, maybe even a little religious?
Me? Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, paranormal believance, I guess. It runs in your family. It would be the same thing as believing in religion, believing in the paranormal, believing in religion. It'll probably pass down, even if you're not like, oh my gosh, you have to do this on this day because if not, this will happen. It's still there.
But the point is that this little porcelain doll didn't show up after that. And I'm saying it's pretty weird in the first place that I was actually seeing a porcelain doll.
Yeah.
That's paranormal in itself.
Was there any explanation, any logical explanation for you? Did someone tell you, oh, you know what? That's where I lost my porcelain doll?
Yeah, like did you ever hear about a doll or anything?
No.
See that makes me again inclined in Linda's favor. Like again, there's no reason for her. At that age, did you happen to know what like a porcelain doll looked like? Or did you? Yeah. See,
she'd seen them before, of course. No, yeah. She thought they were creepy before, of course.
But it's not like
paranormal activity runs in the family, of course.
I could have seen like a bloody little kid.
Yeah.
Or I could have seen something else.
That is true.
But I saw a porcelain doll.
Well, if you're gonna make something up, I'm pretty sure you're not gonna make up a bloody little kid.
I don't think she'd make up a doll.
I feel like, how cliche is seeing a doll that talks? Porcelain doll. How cliche is that? Well, is that not like popular?
The only reason it's
wouldn't it be super popular,
because of Annabelle.
But Annabelle wasn't even out.
No, but that's the only reason some of these things are cliched.
Well, that's because they keep playing to that cliche. But I mean, it's cliche all around.
What's another movie you know about a porcelain doll?
Chucky?
Chucky's not porcelain. He's plastic.
Oh, you're right.
He's still a doll. And I mean, everyone knows.
To be fair, Annabelle's not porcelain either. She's a Raggedy Ann. They just portray her as porcelain because it's scary.
Full on porcelain, like with that little dress.
Yeah.
And everything.
Oh, you see.
Like the little girls in Freddy Krueger.
Could it be?
Right?
I've never seen that movie until we saw it that one time.
Oh,
like every scary movie, if they have a little girl, she's gonna be dressed in white. She's gonna look like a little porcelain doll.
That's kind of a stretch.
But I wasn't watching any scary movies at the time.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to side with it.
I don't know. I still don't believe it, man. I don't believe it.
I'm gonna give it my stamp of paranormal spoopiness on there. So I'm gonna
another 2 out of 10.
Officially sealed.
2 out of 10 would not believe. So 8 out of 10.
2 out of 10.
So 8 out of 10.
I would not believe.
All right, well,
non-credible.
I feel like that covers both of 2 houses. I mean, the only other person here that has any other experience would be me, because Mr. Skeptic over here apparently Mr. Science
in both of your.
So, I do have a couple stories, but I kind of just want to stick to one since we're almost running out of time. And this is gonna be a story about my cousin. It is gonna also be a little bit of a awareness for mental health. If you do have any issues with your brain or anything, take a day off, see a doctor, get yourself some help. So, this was incredibly recent. So, my cousin, she's about 12, I want to say. and she had started hearing some voices, and no, these voices weren't audible to anybody else, so she was hearing them in her head. As the world is now, we all believed schizophrenia or some kind of mental illness, so we did the correct thing and we asked her mom, my aunt, to take her to a doctor. They go ahead and take her to a doctor. At this point, we have no idea what my little cousin is thinking. She's just following like whatever we're saying, but yeah. And so what had happened was she's in the psychiatric ward, I guess you would call it, like with all these doctors and stuff. We get a call from my aunt saying that she's like worried about what's going on with her daughter, and that's understandable. Like, you don't want any mental illness to hinder your family. Like, of course. I'm sure that's something that a lot of families struggle with and don't wish upon any other family, even like it's just something that's very difficult to live with. So me being the far away cousin that lives across the country from them, I offer to talk with her. So I tell her, like, what's going on? Like, tell me. I'm like, it's me, your cousin. And she, like, if she was standing right in front of me, looking at me, sitting down, she just tells me, I've been hearing a voice telling me to kill my mom and dad. That's when all these red flags started appearing in my head. I said, what do you mean? Like, I can't believe you just said that. Like, there's something wrong with you. Like, and for me to say that, there's something wrong with me. I just don't know what it is yet. For me to say that, that's a pretty big thing for me. And I tell her, like, are you okay? Are you getting bullied? Or like, tell me what's wrong. Like, if you don't feel comfortable with your mom there, like, no, it's fine. Like, there's just voices telling me that I have to kill my parents. And I tell my mom that, like, hey, you know what? Something is mentally wrong with my cousin, and we need to get her checked out. Like, if she needs to go to a psychiatrist or something even more specialized or something.
Yeah. So was she making this call from the psychiatric ward?
No, I'm pretty sure this is when she got checked out, because they had her drugged up on some pretty heavy meds, like, and I believe they had given her pills for schizophrenia. I'm not quite sure. Don't quote me on that. But I do remember that my aunts were really sad about it. They were giving her antidepressants, I believe, and so she was like numbed out. She was like drugged out of her head, and
so she could start saying random things.
So when she started telling me that, I was pretty sure it was just like the meds probably kicking in. But then once they took her to see like a more specialized psychiatrist or like psychologist, I'm sorry, they pretty much said like the meds were doing their job, and once she got, like, when she kicked the meds, when she was off of them, she did apologize and say, hey, I'm sorry for what I said, which was a good sign for me.
The meds.
Yeah, which was a good sign for us, saying...
But she wasn't on meds when they first brought her in.
She was not on meds when they first brought her in, but the meds could have quieted the voices, or and so once she was off of those meds, that's when we started finding out that before she had gone to the psychiatrist or the psych ward, she was saying that she was seeing a lady in black telling her this, and we had all essentially thought
crutches.
Yeah, in crutches, loading. No, a lady in black telling her to do all these things, and that she was giving really gruesome details about like how to commit pretty much murder, like patricide and matricide, pretty much the murder of your parents. So once we figured this out, once we heard about this, we started getting scared for my aunt and my uncle.
Yeah.
And I asked to talk to them, and sure, like, they pick up the phone, we're talking, and I asked if they're okay, and like, well, I just heard my own daughter say that she wanted to kill me, so like, how do you think I felt? For me, that's probably a bad feeling. I've never heard like my own kid call and tell me I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah.
But when we figured out that she was seeing these things and whatnot, I decided I'm gonna give her a call. I'm gonna see if she's okay. I give her a call, and she tells me that the lady's not happy, that I had given her the idea to go to a psychologist, and that my favorite color apparently wasn't a color, and my favorite color is a secret to anybody. So
it's not a color.
They know what.
Spoiler alert.
They think it's not a color, but it's a color.
It's a shade. Guys, guess what? Guess his favorite color. His favorite shade.
Guess my favorite shade, exactly. But once I heard that once she said that, I was kind of creeped out because, like I said, I don't really give that out.
Give that information out.
I don't give that info out. I don't. It's my password to a whole bunch of things. But when she said, "Oh, also the lady wants you to know that your favorite color is not a color,"
because it's not.
Apparently, it's not, and I'm not gonna argue with no demon lady. And I feel like there's a lot more that I could go into, but. It just, that's the one thing that stuck with me. That how do you know?
Because that's apparently you never had told anybody.
I don't tell anybody.
Well, especially not a cousin that's like so far away.
I don't talk to them. Like, this is a super like literal and figuratively distant cousin.
Okay, so you think like ghosts are omnipresent? They know everything, or how would the ghosts have known?
I don't think ghosts are omnipresent.
Maybe demons.
I believe demons might.
So how the demon knows everything?
I'm not gonna say everything, but I'm pretty sure that demons have access to information that we don't.
Like maybe people involved.
Yeah, like I'm sure if I'm not gonna.
This is another podcast.
There's not gonna be. We're never gonna have a podcast or a stream with a Ouija board on it.
Oh no!
Because that's just way too much for me. I'm sorry. That's just scary. I don't play with the devil. I'm not gonna give the devil an opening to my house or this humble abode. So no, that's not gonna be a thing that happens on this. But I believe that if their family had messed around with a Ouija board, it somehow connected to my family because we are blood relatives.
So many miles away.
Yeah. I don't think spirits and demons care about distance.
Yeah.
I think they just care about getting a soul and killing people. But I don't know about that second killing part. So
yeah.
But yeah,
that's crazy though. How they knew. I would be creeped out by that. Like they know my color and I haven't told anyone, and they're so far away.
So did you end up getting a cleanse?
I did not. I think they did.
So I can't. So it's still on you or what?
I hope not. But what I can tell you is that I've lost contact with that family in particular in Chicago. I shouldn't say lost contact. I should say I haven't kept in contact with them, because saying I lost contact makes it sound like they fell off the map. When in reality, they're still over there. I just
don't talk to them.
I haven't talked to them because.
So how does your story end?
My story ends with me being scared about ever calling them because they might give me some kind of bad juju over here, man. Like it's just.
So you just sketchy. Were like, oh, you know what, deuces, I'm out.
I had a stage exit right on this story because I said, like, you know what, good luck with you. I'm gonna pray for y'all. Like I'm gonna, but like I'm not dealing with it.
Don't call me no more.
Yeah, demons don't pay long distance, but I do. So, oh my god, like for me, it's just scary. Like that's the whole reason. For me, there's no definitive ending yet because I don't know how they're doing, or what the situation is. I haven't heard no murders in Chicago yet. Well, I mean, besides, I mean, no family murders in my family. So I'm just hoping everything is okay with them right now. Like, there's no definitive ending for mine.
Wow.
So it's just a creepy story about how.
So far, it's just a creepy story about how.
What do you think about this story?
How would you diagnose my little cousin?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe she does have a mental illness.
Yeah, see, and that's the thing. I'm not gonna say no to that because it is a possibility.
That lets her know all the favorite colors.
I kind of want to have her like just say, "Hey, what's my friend's favorite color?" See what happens.
Do it.
But no, you're gonna invite that lady over here, and I'm inclined to having scary stuff happen.
Well, answer me this.
And okay, so what's this question you want me to ask or answer?
So answer me this. What did the little girl say about what the lady told her? What were her exact words?
I'm not gonna be able to give you her exact words because I wasn't the little girl. I wasn't my cousin.
They were along the lines.
Along the lines of something about killing her parents. Something about how everybody hated.
About your color shade.
Oh, she just said that the color that I liked wasn't a color. That's the exact. She just said, "Hey, also this lady wants you to know that the color that you like." She didn't say the color you like. She literally said the color that, like the name of the color I like.
Okay, so she said.
Now everybody knows the
Joke's
favorite
on you.
color.
I can edit that out, and I am.
Okay, so she said it's not a color.
She said color, but it is. And she said that it's not a color, and she's mad that you called or asked for me to go to the psychologist or whatnot, the head doctor.
Okay, so you're stuck on the fact that she knew
that's just the
that you like.
Thing. That's just the creepiest thing for me, man. Like, also, kids should never even joke around about like saying like
killing your parents.
I'm gonna kill my parents. Like, I don't know how you can just float over that fact, which is like, oh, so you're gonna be focused more on.
No, but it's because you told me the thing that really trips me out is.
Well, yeah, because I don't tell nobody that.
But I mean, like, if Demon,
yes,
who says isn't a color.
Again, I'm still gonna bleep it out or cut it out.
Okay, so I mean, demons. I think
I feel like demons are a different topic. Although that should be
paranormal.
It is paranormal. But I feel like we could talk about more of that in a different podcast. But continue with your question.
I mean, if your cousin had told you, oh, and this lady says she likes spaghetti.
Yeah, that's for everybody though.
I mean,
everybody loves spaghetti.
And anything, like I said, this lady's really mad that you told my parents to take me to psychiatric ward, and this lady likes spaghetti. Would that not stick with you too?
Not really.
You wouldn't remember the part where the demon lady tells you
it would stick with me, but spaghetti. It would stick with me as
but it's not personal.
Yeah, it's not like, hey, I know that your dog's name is Charlie. I'm like, but I never told you I had a dog. You get me? Or like,
I don't know.
Or to put it in another way, it's like if she said she's mad at you and she knows where you dumped that body. Like something personal that I don't really tell anybody. That's the level of secrecy that my color is. My God, color. I'm gonna have to make this a Twitter thing, like a hashtag is color or not.
No.
And then everybody that thinks color is gonna be hashtag is a color.
Well, I want to go out and say that your story was a little bit more credible than this person's over here.
Well, the only reason it sounds more credible is because I
know how to tell a story.
I prefaced it with saying that it could have been a mental illness, or it could be a mental illness. I'm presenting the facts as they are, but I'm more inclined to believe Linda's stories as well, just because I know that fear. I know what like how it feels to be that afraid. You have never experienced anything like this.
So you're just like,
I guess I'm not one to talk, I suppose. Let me ask you a question. I remember as a kid, like maybe walking through an alley, I would see a shadow, and it'd freak me out, and I think it's somebody, and then a car would pass by, and it's like a tree.
Yeah, but let me ask you this though: when's the last haunted house you've gone to?
It'd probably be that one place in not that one place. One time I went to Universal Studios.
And how long ago was that?
I don't know. I want to say 2 years.
You sure? And how was it?
It was scary.
Yeah.
Let's just say he struggles to watch.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm scared of scary movies.
Yeah.
Because they're scary. But I mean, I can always just tell myself, this is not real. Obviously,
of course,
it's just a movie.
Yeah.
Until
And once you get that into your head, you're like, oh well, it's probably just a shadow. Oh, it's probably her having a mental illness. Oh, it's probably just the wind.
You know what? I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna say, just like Linda just said, once you experience it, you will know what we felt.
Yeah.
And like the fear and of not knowing what to do or how to react. It's just like when you see all these pictures of like being super high up in a plane and then looking out of a plane and going,
wow,
like, I can't believe I'm this high up and trusting like my life to a guy who's possibly drinking in the cockpit. Like,
you just have to experience it, because I know the difference between someone like, standing there and like I could double take and see it, like, but if you see it like constantly like I did for like almost a month, or like being in this house for 8 years and experiencing these things, there's a difference. It's not just like, ooh, I think this house is spooky, so there must be something spooky in it. At first when we came in,
well, I mean, when your family is like spooking you all the time.
But that's different. Like, they're playing around. This is like, I was legit scared. Like, those were like, haha, I'm scared, but it's my uncle scaring me with the hand. There's another story.
Okay, we'll go into family
leave that
traumas
one for next time.
Yeah.
It's like all the time we have for today. I mean, obviously, it's very clear to me that I came out triumphant in here and proving these shams for the shams that they are.
We both believe each other.
We believe each other,
so it's like.
But I'm gonna give them.
But I'm interested to hear what they believe.
Oh yeah, you know what? Sure.
Leave some comments.
Leave us some feedbacks, discrediting them further.
Leave comments if you see this on YouTube. I'm gonna try my hardest to have this up probably by, what day are we at today? Let's say in 3 days. So on the 15th, it should be up.
So tell us your scary stories.
Let us know your scary stories if you want me to disprove them. I will gladly do that for you.
Or you know what? Send us an email or a comment with your email that we can get back to you with your own scary story, and we might read it on the next podcast.
We might read it on the next podcast. We might invite you to the next podcast.
Yeah,
we don't know.
You don't know. Would you like to be on the podcast?
But any feedback is helpful. Leave a like, comment.
5 stars.
5 stars.
Subscribe.
Send it to your mom.
etc.
Send the link.
Hopefully you guys did enjoy this podcast we had for you guys. Again, for me, Susie, Jose, and Linda, that's all the time we have for today. Hope to see you guys on the next one.
I have to go by Chile.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.